Hello everyone and welcome to this new video, whose objective is to describe one of the main organizations that IT service providers put in place to meet the needs of clients. This is the External Competence Center, also called the External Resource Center. An External Competence Center is an org that integrates, as its name suggests, skills, expertise, resources. In other words, consultants that the reference provider makes available to its client. If this organization serves only one client, it is said to be dedicated. Otherwise, it is shared. Indeed, some of the consultants from the Competence Center can very well intervene with several client companies depending on their workload, which can vary depending on the context and needs of the different clients. A little clarification on the word referenced. A provider is referenced when it has been subject to a qualification and/or selection process allowing it to receive, exclusively or not, all requests from its client within a predefined scope of technologies and corresponding activities. Specifically, the Expertise Center consists of consultants who intervene on the client site, mainly through skill delegation, which is an obligation of means. On occasion, certain client organizations may make a request to carry out fixed price services that are tied to a result obligation. This type of request will entail the need for additional preparation, as detailed in the previous videos that have been provided. In both cases, the contract must include a service level to be achieved based on activity and performance indicators defined as per client's needs and context, such as response times, resolution times, and other related metrics. In other words, within a defined scope of activity, the center of expertise could be the outcome of a partial or complete consolidation of all current and future services with a single partner. The return on investment of this outsourcing strategy is only significant for a recurring activity scope that has a significant volume. It can be, for instance, functional and technical specification activities, development, testing on one or more applications of the company, or even activities to maintain the operational conditions of part of the information system. Consultants who are part of the Competence Center generally work on the client's site, remotely or in their own company's premises, depending on the intervention context. As with the delegation of skills, the service provider will invoice their client on a monthly basis based on the time spent by the consultants and their respective daily rate, which will depend on several parameters that I described in my previous video on delegation of skills. To reduce administrative costs and based on the stability of needs, this monthly amount can be fixed with an adjustment at the end of the year in case of volume discrepancy. For this, a grid composed of daily rates by expertise profiles, geographical youth, seniority is agreed in advance with the client. This grid must also specify if certain profiles are nearshore or offshore and include other information regarding the mission's content, technology, main activities, deliverables to be covered, tools to master, as well as personal skills. For the client, it is thus a question of referring to his prospective partner for one or more years, relying on their expertise and production capabilities. This strategy has several advantages: the reduction in the number of partners and consequently the reduction in administrative and management costs, the improvement in prices, mainly generated by the massification of volumes. Depending on the client context, the economy can range from 10 to 30% on average. This strategy also enables improved visibility of expenses, as well as centralizing the services of a global partner based on activity and performance indicators, which is much easier to implement and track compared to having a multitude of different providers. This type of organization allows for more effective communication due to the reduced number of interlocutors and the centralization of information, as well as better capitalization of feedback to optimize continuous improvement activities. Furthermore, this strategy allows for better management of transition activities including knowledge transfer between consultants within the same company. Lastly, it enables a decrease in social and legal risks associated with the provision of consultants. This last topic will be precisely addressed in an upcoming video. Companies utilize this mode of intervention for the purpose of simplicity, savings in costs, and to obtain access to particular specialized skills which are shared within the context of a large number of services. After all, as I mentioned previously, it is a massification of a set of services, primarily in the delegation of skills mode, with a billing method that is very similar in nature. Furthermore, for certain recurring services, this solution is only an intermediate step towards the implementation of a service center that will require a much higher level of maturity from organizations, which I will describe in my next video. The partner selection process for establishing a center of expertise typically requires approximately 3 months, starting from expressing the need to the operational startup phase. This duration may vary depending on the availability, expertise, and preparation of internal teams. Generally, the longest and most crucial phase is framing and expressing the need. It is also important to note that the step of change management and transition for operational teams is frequently underestimated and requires careful attention. When the CC of a reference partner is established, it takes a maximum of 1 week to integrate new consultants in the event of new requirements or replacements. If available, why? Because all aspects regarding needs, activities, deliverables, prices, contractual clauses have already been negotiated in advance in the initial contract. Simply validate the profiles of the consultants suggested by the partner as soon as the needs arise and ensure their suitability for the project requirements. If you have any questions, reactions, or if you'd like me to develop a particular topic, don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you for listening and see you soon on my next video.